morning, guys. Today is a get ready with me, and we're going to be focusing on the eyes. And so I'm going to show you this eye look today. And it's very simple to achieve. You only need 2 blender colors, a lid color, and then a liquid or a glittery eyeshadow to go on top. And it is just that simple. So I'm going to show you the products that we're going to use today. Okay, for your eyes, you're definitely going to need your lid color. And today I'm using Inglot. And I'm using the color number 405 or 450, sorry. And it's a burgundy shade. On top of that burgundy shade, I'm going to use a liquid eyeshadow by Stila. And this one is called Hypnotic. I'm going to use my face powders in my crease, and I do that quite often. I don't think you need to go buy dark browns and light browns to use in your crease. This is the LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Press Powder. I use this one for my face, and it's called Chestnut. This is the color. Oops. This is the color. And I contour with another one in Cocoa, and this is the color. And I'm going to use both of those in the crease. I do use a mascara. I use a liner. I use a eyeshadow primer. And I also use a, eyeshadow primer. I use a kohl liner for my, I can't put my hands on it, but I also use a kohl liner just to line my waterline. And then I blend everything together with some brushes, and it comes together like that. The same method each time because that's what I found works best for my skin. So I use the Neutrogena Clear Face Oil-Free Sunscreen. I then use a powder, Airspun, a translucent extra coverage powder. This is color, this is the color translucent. I then set it with Mayron makeup setting spray. I then go in with whatever primer I'm going to use. Sometimes I use the primer Milk, sometimes I don't, but if I was going to use one, I'd be using the Milk Hydro primer. And then I do my concealer. Ooh, y'all hear that pop? Yes, that pop right there. I then use my concealer, the Too Faced Peach Concealer, and the color that I use in this one is Chocolate Ice Cream. I also use NARS sometimes. On my face for concealer, I use Flesh products. This is the one that I use for contour in Brown Sugar, and then the one that I use for underneath my eye is Cookie. And so I use both of those. I also use some setting powders. So I use the Makeup Forever set. I also use my LA Girls. These are my holy grails. And then for blush, I use whatever blush that I pull out of this pack that I've created, this palette from MAC. I use that. And then I may also use this color. I love this color. You can tell because I use it all the time. It's Ripe Peach by MAC, and it just looks good on a brown girl. And then to give my skin some extra warmth, because I like to look extra dewy, extra warm, I go in with Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC in the color Comfort. And that is it. If I was going to use a foundation, it would be the Flesh. If I'm using a BB or CC cream, it would be the Kiss BB or CC cream, and I just mix it in this pot because I use 2 colors together. I use coconut, and I think the other one is toasted almond. I mix them together in a little pot, and I use those. So let's go ahead and get into the look. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start putting on my products. And so the first product I'm going to use is my primer. So I'm just going to throw that on. And you don't need too much primer. So that's a good amount. And I'm just going to now distribute it, spread it out. And while I do this step, I'm going to talk to you about what comes next. After we're primed, we're going to then pick up our burgundy shade and we're going to lay that down. Now, I would normally do my crease and lay it down, but today I'm feeling jiggy with it. So we're going to do it opposite. We're going to do the lid first, then the crease and the blending color. And so you really only need those to get the eye look going. So I'm gonna take that burgundy shade and a flat shader brush, whichever one you choose. I'm gonna use the one that I use for my concealer, just because I don't like to keep messing up a whole bunch of brushes. So I'm just gonna grab that up. I dampened it by wiping it on a makeup wipe. So I've cleaned it off, it's ready to go. I'm gonna load it up on that concealer brush, and then I'm gonna lay it across the lid. And you just pick up as much as you need to pack that lid full of color. The deeper you can get the color on the lid, the better it's going to look. So if you really got to pack it, I suggest doing that. And stay just on the lid. I'm going to go a little bit in my inner corner because I love that shape of my eye. But yeah, stay just on the lid. We don't need to take that color up too high. I'm going to go in and do the same on this lid. Just shaping that lid out. These colors by Inglot are so soft and it makes it easy to work with. So I will suggest, if you're a person that don't like makeup, invest in some brands that aren't too expensive but still have great bang for the buck. And I really love these Inglot shadows. I don't even know if they do them still here in the US, so you have to order them online. When I bought these, there used to be an Inglot store in New York, and that's when I got my colors. Next thing I'm going, was it New York? It was New York, San Francisco, San Diego, maybe. I get all around, so it may be one of those. I'm sorry, I gotta take a break. These lips right here is screaming. I don't know what's going on with this winter season, but my lips have been so dry that the only thing that really works is using Vaseline and chasing it with gloss. And that seems to lock it in and keep them from being so raggedy dry. It's ridiculous. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take a fluffy brush. You can use any fluffy brush. I'm going to use this one by MAC. This is the 222. I don't even know if MAC makes this anymore, but it's a good brush. I'm going to take the darkest of the blending color. So I'm going to take that dark brown and I'm going to put it on the outer corner. And you're just going to use whatever shade is like a shade or two darker than your natural skin tone. That's the color gradient that you're going for. And just keep window washing it in like that. Just in and out, in and out. Take a little bit more and just concentrate it right there. And I'm just keeping the brush in the same spot and just using some circles and then window washing it all the way in. Do the other side. Just right there on that outer corner and window wash it on in. It's just to diffuse that crease a little bit and do the same. Just to diffuse that crease. I am going to put face powder on, but I just don't want that extra right there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up right now. Okay, and blend that on there. You're then going to take your lighter of your contour colors. So I'm using the light color now, and I'm going to blend that out all the way up to the brow. And that one's more my flesh color. So it blends real simple, real easy. Not a whole lot of hoopla for this look because this is daytime. And it's a beautiful day today. It's absolutely sunny. And so I want to get out and enjoy it. I'm just going to blend this with the flesh color. Blend my inner corner tear duct. Next, I'm going to take the Stila eyeshadow in Hypnotic, and I'm going to pop that on top of the burgundy. And these are the game changer. This is what makes it look like you spent a whole lot of time doing your makeup and you really only spent a few minutes. If I wasn't talking to you, I'd probably be already on my face and about ready to be done. But I'm talking to you and relaxing and taking my time. But you can see how it transforms the eyeshadow. I'm going to do the lid first, and once I feel like the lid is really packed full of that color, I'm just going to tap over the crease and in the center corner and into the inner corner. I'm just going to tap it, tap, tap, tap. And that's it. That is literally going to be all of the eyeshadow. Look, it's very simple. These liquid shadows by Stila basically does all the work for you. And if you're like me and you're busy and you got other things that you would prefer to do other than spending a whole lot of time doing your makeup, and because you're only really going to run errands and going to see clients and you don't have to be that super beat, I even use this same combination on date nights. He likes just that pop of color. I'll use a brighter blue. I'll use teal, colors that he really, likes. But this is it. I'm then going to take a liquid liner, and in where my lashes are, I'm going to fill in any gaps in the lashes. But I'm not doing a wing. I'm not creating a eyeliner moment. I'm just literally filling in any gaps. Let me use this other mirror. Bingo. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do that. And fill that in. Let's fill those lashes in. Done with that. You could take your kohl liner and line your waterline if you like. I think I do. I think I'm going to smoke this out, make it a little bit more of a moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and line. My waterline. And after I wind that wind up, after I line that waterline, I'm going to take a small detailed brush. This one is by e.l.f. And I'm going to take that burgundy color again, and I'm going to smoke out the bottom lash line. And smoking it out just means I'm going to take some of the black that I'm pulling and mix it with that burgundy under there and smoke, smoke, smoke. And that's it. I'm then going to take my makeup wipe, a small piece of it, and clean up my lashes because I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara on them, but I don't want all that powder. So just kind of dust back and forth like this, dust the lashes off. I'll do the other side. Just dust it all. And once you get them dusted off, you could go in with your mascara. I don't like a lot of thick mascara. So I'm going to take my mascara wand and then I just wipe it off on that tissue and pull that extra mascara off the brush so that I can use the brush with the smallest amount of product because I like to go on top of the lashes. This is what really gets it for me. It cleans up all of that fallout. Just going on top of your lashes. And then just going under them. And I'm just going to put a little bit, I think, on my bottom lashes. I'm not normally a bottom lash girl, but today's look can be a little bit more dramatic with a little bottom mascara. Sorry about that. Just apply a little bit on the bottom. And there you have it. That's the eye. I'm going to now go ahead and start wrapping up the face. Back to the face, I'm going to use a CC cream. This one is by Kiss, and I'm just going to use a little bit on my face. And it's not a foundation, which I love, but it has good coverage. Unlike any other CC cream I've ever seen, and they happen to sell this sucker at the beauty supply store, you better come through, Kiss. You better come on through. So I'm just gonna blend it out. I always leave my little buddy right here alone. He reminds me of life, so I don't ever bother him. Okay. Blend it out, and you can see how like letting that concealer dry actually gives you beautiful coverage without you using a whole lot of product. All right, I'm then going to go in, and I like to lighten up a little bit under my eyes, especially I just haven't been sleeping well. I have really been praying and fasting during a consecration period, and God has just been like talking to me, and I haven't been sleeping, and it's good, but it looks like I ain't been sleeping, so I need to put a little bit of help. And I only put it in the inner and on this outer corner. I feel like when you put it down here, it drags your eye down. It doesn't really open it up. The product that I'm doing to do that is 22 Cookie by Flesh. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to go back with my same foundation brush and just use that to blend it out. And I take my time on this because it's around my eye, and you want your eye, you want to be gentle with your eye. You don't really want to be doing too much pulling and tugging and carrying on such a sensitive area. I'm actually going to use my finger to get this corner. And then I could brush it on out. Blend. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to set up underneath my eyes with a lighter powder. The powder that I'm going to use to set underneath my eyes is the Makeup Forever powder. This is the Matte Velvet Skin. It's a foundation, but I'm going to use it as a little bit of powder. I use a little sponge that comes with, and I'm going to lay that right underneath the eye. Actually, that looks good. I'm going to use that all over my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my blending brush, my foundation brush, and set the whole face with this powder. I like this one today. Let's just go ahead and set that down. And I'm using just the slightest amount because I really don't want a foundation look. So just the tiniest amount. And now that is set. You don't have to contour, but I feel like it does something to my face, especially as a plus size girl. I need a little bit of to help that look come together. So I'm going to use another product by Flesh. This is the brown sugar color, and I'm going to use it to contour around my jawline and to contour my cheeks and nose. So just a swipe, a thin swipe down each side of the nose and on the tip, and then a swipe down the jaw and the chin. And all I'm going to do is take this contour darker powder. This is the LA Girl Pro Face Powder in Cocoa. And I'm going to use that to blend it out, or to blend it in. I want that warm, ruddy color, but I don't want it to read too red, and this is a red color, so I'm going to blend it out with a more neutral colored powder. And a little on the temple. And then whatever's left in the brush, I'm just going to use that to hit that side of the nose. Okay guys, I was zoomed way in, and so now I've zoomed out so that you can see a little bit better. I'm just going to go ahead and finish contouring my jawline and my cheeks and a little bit on the hairline. Whatever's just left in the brush. I'm not going to get extra products. I'm not doing any of that. Okay, and so I do want a cheek moment. I want a little bit of cheek. But what I found is that sometimes after doing all of these products, I need to lift some of them off, because what you don't want is to just cake it on. And I'm starting to feel like I got too much on, so I'm just gonna roll some tissue up and pat it out and lift a little bit of that product off. And that's better. Now I feel like I'm good. So I'm gonna take my MAC palette that I created of all of my blushes that I use all the time. That's just a little tissue. But these are the colors that I use. And so I'm gonna take my contour brush and I'm gonna take the end of it and just get a couple of colors that I like and tap them on my cheek. You could get a blush brush. I don't. I'm going to use the MAC Ripe Peach Ombre Blush. This is old as I don't know what, but it's still effective. It's an oldie and a goodie, and it still works excellent for me. So I'm just going to wipe off the bottom of my brush that I used, and I'm going to blend this out using this Ripe Peach. So I'm going to get some of that on the brush. And first I'm going to take my finger and just really massage it out. And I put my blush up pretty high because I want to move my cheekbone up a little bit so that it reshapes my face, and then I set it. And do the same on the other side, blend it out. And then use some of that powder to set it. Just like so. And I like a little bit of glow, something to just warm the skin, to say, hey, you know, she is here and alive. So I'm going to use this Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC in the color Comfort. Same dirty brush. That's why I just switched brushes up. It's the same dirty brush, and put that right over the blush and a little higher. You don't have to go too high, just over the blush and a little bit higher. And that's it for the look. I'm going to go again with my trusty tissue, lift product off. This is what I also think has helped my skin so much to recover from the acne, is I'm making sure I have as little product sitting on top as possible. So just keep mattifying it out with your tissue. Once I've done that, I then go and set it again. And for my set, I'm using the Mayron. Mix that all on there. And normally I wouldn't do a lip, but you know, why not just show y'all the whole process? So I am going to do a lip today. Let's see, where's that little pencil? I'm going to use a NYX lip liner. This is a suede lip liner by NYX. The color is Prune. So it's like this purpley color. And I'm going to use that today, I think, to kind of pull the whole look together. So I'm just going to load my lips up with that. And I use lip liner almost like a lipstick. I put it all over. And that way I only have to reapply my lipstick maybe once a day. And that's a pretty color, but it needs a little bit of something. So I'm going to use this Clinique color called Plum Pop. And I'm just going to use a tiny bit of it. And there it is. That is the look. I think she's quite pretty. Okay guys, this is the final look. Soft, easy, sexy. Yeah. So thanks so much for watching, and I will be back with more Get Ready With Me's with different looks that will give you some ideas of things you can do to accentuate your eyes behind your mask. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.